Hi, everyone. This is Debbie, and today I'm coming to visit with you on a beautiful Sunday afternoon from Southeast Missouri. And I'm going to do my first Christmas project for this year. So it's a big item, so I had to move my camera back, and I hope you'll be able to see okay. And I'm going to turn the camera so it will be on the project and not me. So here we go. Don't get dizzy. There, I think that might be okay. So I'll give a few minutes for people to come in if they're coming. If not, we'll go ahead and get started. Um, there's a little bit of a story behind this, so I want to tell that before I start. And apparently there's a big lag, so we'll see how that goes. It is a very big lag. All right, so, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. Uh, this all started when we were walking through Lowe's looking for a different Christmas tree. We have a very big tree, and we decided we wanted to put something up a little bit smaller. So we were looking through the trees and the ornaments and stuff, and they had this big, had these big ball ornaments, and they had lights inside them. Were made out of wire. They had lights inside them, and they had a mesh fabric on the outside with some little sparkly things on it. So we decided, because they were really expensive, like $200, we decided we could do that ourselves. So that's what we are doing. So it's been started already, and this is how big it is. Now there were three of them there, but we're only going to make one. Let me move this up a little bit. So it's been started. Um, my husband made the wire frame. Hi, Janet. Come on in. I'm just talking about how this got started. And he made the wire frame. He brazed some wire together, which is kind of like soldering, but it. I don't think you use any solder. It just melts the wire together, and it's not perfectly round, but that's okay. It's kind of a little bit oblong, and I kind of like it. This is the top where the ornament hanger would go on a regular ornament, and that will be covered with something, and that's where the battery will go for the battery lights. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for coming. I'm showing this big wire frame that my husband made, and I'm going to be doing the finishing part of it, which is putting the lights in it and then covering it with lace. And then eventually I'll have some sparkly spray to go on it also. So that's where I'm at. I need to put the lights on. So we got a little light pack. I think it was like maybe $8 or something, and close to that. And it's just little teeny tiny lights. I don't even know if you'll be able to see them or not. They're so small. But they're just like little dots. They're not light bulbs. So let me see if I can show you. Well, here's one right here. Let's see if that will show anyway. See how tiny that is? It's just a little blimp in the wire right there. So I'm going to put these batteries in and make sure it works before I get it all connected, because we haven't even tried it yet. So let's see. It takes 3, and I hope these batteries are good because they've been laying in a drawer for a while. It takes 3 AA batteries. Oh yeah. So this is how tiny the lights are. Let me undo this. Hi, Mary Lou. Thanks for coming. Just started working on this huge ornament. I measured it from side to side on the side I think it's close to the same going top to bottom. And it's like 19 inches wide. So it's a pretty good size. The one they had in the store had a stand under it, but we're not going to do a stand. I think we might hang it someplace. Okay, so see how these, I gotta get back up here to the camera again. See how tiny they are? And there's 60 lights on one strand, and they're called they're LED cool white wire lights. And we got those at Lowe's. So I'm going to take off this tag. I'm sure somebody won't like that, but that's what I'm doing. The fireman will come and get me. And close this back up. So I have to put this to where we can get to the switch, because it has an on-off switch. It also says on with timer. Didn't even realize it had a timer. Wonder how that works. I'll have to let my husband figure that out. Okay. Because I don't see, oh, here we go. Okay, so it stays on for 6 hours and then off for 18 hours automatically. Okay, you don't have to do anything, it's just automatic. All right, so this has to go up in the top, which, you know, this is going to be covered so it looks like the, hanger on an ornament. So this will fit pretty good up in there. It could be a little, so now I'm going to have a hard time keeping up with this camera. So I'm going to put it down here. Take me a second, ladies. There, that's better. So I'm going to have to put this up in here. So that we'll be able to turn it off and on. So I think what I want to do is I want to connect it, eventually I want to connect it something like that, and then make a hole in whatever I put around here so that switch can be easily reached. Could do it that way. Might be easier to do it this way. Either way, I don't know, one way or the other. I'll put it in like this. And how much room does it have to be able to turn? Okay. All right. So I'm going to put my first fastener right here. I'm going to be putting these on with pull ties. Right now, I just want to hold that in place because this needs to go through the hole that's available. I'm going to be putting the lights on the inside of the wire instead of along the outside, because I'm going to cover the outside with lace, and I don't want anything to be poking through it. So I think that would look funny. So let me get this through here. Hi, Dixie. Janet Nash. Hello. No, it's not going outside. It's going to be an inside decoration. But that's a very good question. I should have said that. Okay, so that should be good right there. All right, now we're going to put the ties there. I know this might be a little awkward to see. It's just because it's so big. I thought about setting it on the floor, but I didn't think I'd be able to accomplish that very well. backwise. So we're just going to manage with it like this. Just don't look at the mess around it. So this is my regular working area. Of course, when I'm working on something, it's pretty filled up. Okay, so I don't know if I'll need all these, but I went ahead and took them all out. So first one, I think I'll put this all the way up like this because that's kind of some kind of a connector right there. So I'll just start right here. I've never done this before, so this is a, you know, one of those kind of projects. Hope for the best. Okay, so now I can just string this all the way around. I think that I want to go down here onto the actual wire. Hi Pam, thank you for coming. I'm playing with the big stuff. Big stuff. I was going to use wire, and then we decided to use zip ties. Then I can just cut off, and they won't show too much. So I'm just going to go along. Let's see. I want to see how they look. Ta-da! Line up as I go. Help me feel festive. So we had a real nice morning, and had lunch with some buddies, which was nice. We sat outside. It was so pretty. The changing trees are pretty much done. Everything's starting to look brown. So it's not as pretty as it was, but gotta have that too. So today is Cammie's birthday. She's a year old. Bella's birthday was a few weeks ago. She's 4 years old. These wires are very tiny, so I'm trying to be extremely careful not to break anything. I think they're pretty tough, but you know. And I think I'm just going to put a tie, I'm going to go around the wires first. And then if there's any left, then I'll go through the middle of the wires. But I think I have plenty of lights on this strand for 60 lights. So, and especially if I put something sparkly on the fabric, that'll make the lights show up even more. And I'm just using a pair of pliers to pull it really as tight as I can get it. Where'd that go? And then a pair of little wire cutters. Janet, it's Cammie with the C, C-A-M-I. Her real name is Lady Carmelita, but we call her Cammie. It doesn't feel very tight. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm thinking, if I can quit knocking everything over here. Let's put this up here so it's not banging around. And then Bella's full name is Dame Isabella. So That's their names on their birth certificates. But I wanted to call Cammy. I wanted to call her Cammy. So I thought of Camelita. But my husband liked Carmelita, which I like better. So we just named her Lady Carmelita and call her Cammy. She's not going to care or know the difference. Yeah, it has gone quickly. So I'm just going to try clipping these on a few at a time, and then I can go back and put them on with the ties, zip tie them. These wires are so little, I can't get hold of them. I wouldn't want to have to do a whole bunch of these, but I think just the one will be fine. It took him quite a while to find a wire that would work. I think he ended up using those wires you use to hang drop ceilings. I think that's what he ended up using. And I still think we looked at flower baskets, you know, those wire flower baskets that look like a half basket. We looked at those, and I still think they would work. They're not perfectly round, but neither is this, so I think they would work. And all you'd have to do is wire them together, you know, two halves wired together. These are going to be okay. All right, I better do that before I go any farther. I know it's probably hard to see, but I hope you get the idea of what's happening. The ties shouldn't show up too much because the lace it's like a Chantilly lace. And once it's on there, and then whatever I'm going to use to glitter it up is on there, it's going to be, you know, I think it's going to be fine. And actually, I think they look better than wire. Really. Really got to pull hard to get that tightened. I have to watch out that I don't cut the link strings. So is everybody having a nice day? I hope so. I think they might be napping upstairs. So this is, the wire is like a dirty silver color. And then he painted it white so that it wouldn't show up so much. So far so good. This is working pretty well. I know my wire is going to be a problem here in a minute, but I'll work it out. It's trying to tangle up. Sundays are pretty fun because you get to see everybody all day. Now let me see if I can work this out before it gets worse. No, I don't think so. Gonna have to back up here for a second and untangle the wire. Thought I had it going in a good direction. Can't see where there's an end. That's the thing. Oh, here's the end. Wouldn't be Christmas if you didn't have to untangle wires, would it? Hi, Angie. Thank you for coming. We have this humongous Christmas ornament. And I'm trying to get my wire untangled so I can go ahead with what I'm doing. These are really cool lights. They had a couple of different kinds, but these were the smallest ones and the brightest, the whitest ones. So I think that's what we needed. Okay, now I'm getting somewhere. I'll stick that in the trash can so it doesn't roll under my chair. And there we go. Over there. Now let's see. Alrighty. Do a little bit more. Tammy's outside barking, telling everybody, it's my birthday, it's my birthday. And I'm sure they could care less. She'd tell them anyway. Okay, now if I go this way, okay, I've got it all the way around one time. Cool. Pretty cool. Now when I get ready to put the fabric on, I'm going to stitch it on. Stitch it to the, I'm going to call them ribs of the ornament, the frame. So some of it will be done in pieces and some will be done in bigger pieces. We'll see how it goes. How old? She's a year old, Janet. 1 whole year. Yeah. Yeah, doing so good keeping that on the inside. I gotta pull this in the middle, I guess. There. Okay, now I'm just gonna turn the corner, put a tie, and I can turn the corner and go around the other rib. I'm hoping this doesn't take too long, so I'll have time to do the sewing part. I know I won't get, oh, what happened? I missed it. I know I won't get completely done because I don't have the, whatever I'm going to use to sparkle it up, I don't have that. So that part won't get done, but I hope I can get quite a bit of it done. At least get some of the fabric on, the lace on, so we can see what it looks like. always fun to do something new. So we decided this year not to put up a big Christmas tree. So all the new ornaments and all that, I don't know if we're even going to use any of them. Doesn't matter. We'll do something. But what we are going to do is I have a little 4-foot tree that is just a little radio tree. I'm going to put some pine cones on it, and then I'm going to flock it. So we're going to have a flock tree this year. So it might just end up being all white. I'm not sure because I have a lot of white ornaments that are fairly new. And you remember all the felt ornaments I made last year. I've got those, but they might be too big. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what we're doing this year. I'm waiting for the flocking spray to come, and I just canceled and reordered it today because I don't know what was going on with that. So it's not supposed to be here in a week or so. Hi, Gail. Yep, it's pretty big. I think the circumference is 56 inches. I had to mark it for him so he could get everything lined up in the right place. That's the only reason I know, because I had to measure. But it's about 19 or 20 inches wide, actually. I just roughly measured it. I didn't get exact. Come on, anything. Here we go. Okay. So even though we're not taking the big tree down out of we've got everything gets stored in the barn outside. Even though we're not taking the big tree in, we still have to bring all the ornaments all the boxes because they're all mixed up. All the regular ornaments are in boxes. So they'll have to come in. So this can still sit on the floor. It just isn't going to have a base. It can just, sit there. It doesn't have to have a flat base. It will sit in one position. Or we can hang it up. We haven't decided yet. We have several places we can hang it that would look cute up on the doorway, door entry. What are they called? Doorways, I guess is what they're called. See, he seemed to think this was going to be a lot of lights, but it's not as many. I wonder if it tells how long it is. "19 feet. See, how many inches are 19 feet? Times 12. 228. So divided by 57. So it'll only go around here 4 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, I've already got almost 3. So there'll be enough to go around plus some extra. Which should be enough. more tangling. Excuse me. So we went to a little burger joint on the way home, sat outside from church and sat outside and had our lunch and in the sun, and it was really nice, and the burgers were really good. It sounds like a lot of lights, but it's really not. This is a big, it's going to be enough though, I think, to do. It's so tiny. Teeny tiny. Really do look like fairy lights. I like to decorate the mantle at Christmas. I want to find a. I saw at Hobby Lobby. I should have got it when I saw it. A Christmas scene with a red barn and trees and stuff. You know, should have got that when I saw it because that's kind of what I'm thinking. But then I was thinking, oh, I could paint that myself. But when am I going to do it? That's the thing. I got so much going on right now. So I don't know if it'll get done or not. After Friday, my time will be a little bit freer. Still busy, but freer. Because I'll have one big project out of the way. We're making the greeting cards at church for the card ministry. So hopefully that'll be finished on Friday night. Hopefully I won't have to bring any home and finish them if we have enough people and can get it done. If not, I'll bring them home. They won't need them immediately, so we'll have some done for sure. Our goal is 100 cards. And I've got 2.5 days to finish getting it ready. So when I take it Friday, it will be pretty simple for them to follow instructions and finish them up. So that's what's going on here. I had to stop everything and clean up yesterday here in the dungeon because it was just so bad I couldn't function. So I got a lot of that done yesterday and a bunch of stuff sorted. Some things put away. It's not perfect, but it's workable for right now. No, Janet, they're starting this new ministry at church to send it's just a women's thing to send cards like birthday cards and sympathy cards and stuff like that. So we're hand making all the cards, and we're going to start with 100, and they're going to mostly be generic. So whatever they need them for, they could write a note inside for whatever it is they need. I think we're just going to do about a dozen birthday cards to start off with, and then do the rest as very generic, no sentiments on them or anything, so they can write in what it needs to be. And then we'll see how it goes from there. See what needs to be done after that. Okay, now wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have all the sides done. Let's see now. I want to do. I think I want to figure out what to do. I wonder if I have enough to go around 2 more times. I don't think I have enough to go around these 3 ribs right here. And so I think I'm trying to, determine which way I can come out where it'll be even. So if I go here, this way, oh, come on, cooperate. Ooh. Okay, so if I go, where was I? This way. There's one more time. And then, oh, I think it will work. I think it will work. Okay, so I've done all the ribs going up and down. So now I'm going to just try to go down the center this way. Still going to be going up and down from, top to bottom, but I'm just going to go between the ribs and just connect it to the horizontal wires, if that makes any sense at all. It might could have reached around these ribs here, but I think it'll look better if I have them going down the middle of this. I think this wire might be galvanized because the paint's not sticking to it as well as it could, but that's okay. It's, it's not going to show that much, and I just wanted to knock off most of that silver color. Yeah, I think this will work. Let's see. I've lost track here. You're making... Like the card you make, Angie? Probably similar to that kind of idea. I like generic cards so that you can, you never know exactly what you're... I made a bunch of cards for church. Oh gosh, it's been maybe 2 years ago now. They're still using them. I think I gave them about 350 cards that I made from scraps. They were all made from scraps. I was trying to get rid of some of my scraps. And they came out really cute. I was pleased with them. I usually buy the card base and the envelope because it's really cheaper to do that, and a lot less time consuming. They're being awfully quiet upstairs. My husband's been wanting me to work on this, and I thought, oh, this would be fun to do on the stream, live stream. So I've been waiting all week to work on it. And I just left it where he had left it over on the woodworking side of the basement because I knew if I went over there and started looking at it, I'd want to work on it. So I just left it over there till last night when I brought it over here before I went upstairs. I knew I wouldn't be able to wait. I still think if a person wanted to make one of these and didn't have access to someone who could make the frame, that you could use those flower baskets. You know, they come with the brown, oh, I can't think of what it's called, a brown liner in it. And it's just half of a ball. And you can just get two of them and wire them together and then just do what I'm doing with the lights. And you could paint it even if you wanted to. We're hung up. Oh, here. There we go. And I think that would work, you know. Hope I have enough to get around. I think I will. It's like having a big globe that you're trying to keep from rolling around. Around, yeah, that would work. Round paper lampshade frame, I think would work. Anything that was round, you know, that you could hook the lights on. And once I get these on, I'll show you what we're doing with the cover of it. Hopefully. Ooh, that's got a kink. I better get that out. I'm so afraid I'm going to break these little bitty wires. That one's too twisted to untwist without breaking, I think. This is working pretty well. You never know until you try stuff how it's going to work. No, I didn't see that. I was kind of in and out all evening, mostly because I kept falling asleep. Didn't feel good last night. So I was just kind of relaxing in the recliner and watching. Okay, so where am I going? Lost track where I'm at here. Let's see, I need to go, ouch. I need to go this way. This way. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go here. All right. Now, this way. So I have one more round to go. And hopefully it'll end out somewhat even. Make it all the way around. I don't think it's going to make it all the way. It might be just exactly the right amount. Who knows? I'm going to pull it a little tighter here so it'll have more room. Don't go away. Stay with me here. Hello, Chris. I don't believe I know you. But glad you came. Ooh. Hey, it's getting rough over here. It's starting to get rough. It's really looking pretty good. I don't know how much you can tell on the camera, but it is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. I'm just going to clip this up here to keep it out of the way while I finish going around. Let's see, where am I? Right here. Right here. Come on, you. Ah. So when I put the ties on here, I'm pulling them to the inside. So when I clip them off, the outside part will just be a nice little smooth tie, and the big part where the tie zips through will be on the inside, so it's not going to stick out. So if you rub your hands around the outside, you don't feel anything but the wire and these little places. So that's working pretty well. Okay, now we're going to go this way. In the late 80s, 1980s, yes, I'm pretty old, I worked for a school called Judavine Center for Autistic Children, and I was a program secretary. And it was kind of an unusual setup. It was a day program. So the autistic kids would come in and they would be like they were at school, but they would also have training sessions and different things. And they also trained parents and children who were, pretty severe cases. Trained the parents how to help the children. And it was a pretty amazing place. It really was. So I worked there for 2 years as a program secretary. Every Christmas, they had a Tree of Lights festival, is what they call it. And they would have large companies in St. Louis area would donate Christmas trees, decorated Christmas trees. Now it might have their logo all over it or, something like that. it didn't matter, or they might just be traditionally decorated. But they paid to have their tree in there, and then the trees were for sale, and then they also provided the tree. So one of the other things they did during the festival was they had a kids corner, and where kids could come in and do crafts and what have you. So the therapist who was in charge of that, she would get donations from companies for the supplies for the kids corner, and she always got things like doilies, and I mean she would get huge boxes of doilies and um, things like that, and uh, Ziploc ties, hats from like Burger King and places like that that they could use to make crafts with, so that they didn't have to pay for them, and the kids could make crafts for free while they were there. So one of the things they had was zip ties, and they're skinny, skinny little zip ties. I think I might have 10 of them left. I had like 5,000 zip ties, when it was over. Uh, she was giving some things out, and she gave me a big box of zip ties. So that was pretty cool. And I've been using those things ever since then. I just have a few of them left. It's getting where I'm pretty stingy with them anymore. Okay, now how am I gonna? I'll just do this. That worked out. I only had like 5 inches left. That's how close it was to covering um, all the ribs, going up and down, and then going another time between them. So that worked out great. If I can get this last one on here. Tammy's out talking to the world again. I hope she's not inviting anybody to any kind of party, because I didn't plan one. Okay, let's see. Let me catch up here. Well, Chris, I'm glad you've come. It sounds like you have interesting stuff to share. We'll have to look at your stuff, if you have any that we can see. I'm not a big quilter. I'm an occasional quilter, like very occasional. Ooh, look at that. That's where the paint all, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's where the paint all came rubbed off while I was doing that. Okay, so that part's done. Now I wonder, let's see. Okay, stand still for a minute. I'm going to go turn off the light so we can see how it looks. Hold on, I'll be right back if I can get moving. Yay! So that's all lit up. I think it's going to be enough. Okay, turn the light back on. And like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here with the top yet. It will be covered so it looks like an ornament cap. Okay. Let's see if I need to put any more ties anywhere. I think I could use one right here. So I had plenty of ties. And when I stitch on the lace, I'm going to be stitching it to the ribs, to the frame, not necessarily to the lights. Well, not to the lights, because this wire is not strong enough to hold something like that. The wire's so tiny. Okay, that worked. pleased. Now I think when I stitch the fabric on, there's a couple places where, let me see how can I show you this. There's a couple places where see, that's not real tight on there, but when I stitch the fabric on, it will stitch around the whole thing, and that will just hold it together even more. So I'm not going to put any more ties on there. Straighten these out a little bit. So they're evenly spaced. I'll be able to stick my arm inside here until the very end when I close up the last piece of fabric. So that should be helpful too, to be able to access. And I'm thinking about, I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking about making one panel where the fabric kind of overlaps like this, so that and that part isn't sewn, so that you can stick your hand in there. Just I don't know, I can't really see any reason to have to stick your hand in there with these lights though. The other ones we were going to get had bulbs, but I guess on this one I don't need to worry about that because there's no bulbs. If the lights go out, the whole thing's shot, I guess. So I just have to take it all apart again if I wanted to. All right, now. Here, now I'm going to go ahead and fasten this so it doesn't get tangled. Come on, you. Come on, you. Here we go. Could use a tin can on the top, but I don't have to be able to get to the switch, so it has to be something that works for that. Well, I'm using those scissors and taking a chance at cutting something. All right, now let's put this back for now. So it's not wobbling around. All right, now let me clean off all the junk here right quick, and then we'll get the lace out. Yay, what time is it? 4:59, so it took me an hour to do that part, which is about what I expected. Let's see. Yeah, that paint has rubbed off a little bit of that frame. I want to get it up before it really sticks on there. It's dried paint, but it's flaking off. Now that I've stopped messing with it, it'll probably be fine. See, that was part of the problem using galvanized wire, because it doesn't accept. I mean, you have to go through some bending over backwards to get it, cleaning it and all this kind of stuff to get it to accept paint. It's probably going to happen again because I'm still going to be rolling it around. Okay. No, Janet, it's not going to go outside. It's going to be an inside decoration. Didn't really say. Yeah, for indoor use. That's why they didn't cost that much. So I'm thinking, I think he spent like $12 maybe for the wire. Of course, he had more than he needed, but because he had to get it in the roll, if that's what it was he ended up using. And I think these were like $8, so that's $20. These ties, well, they're probably like $2 at the most from Harbor Freight. So that's $22. This lace I've had for a very long time. I've had this lace for like 50 years. And the reason I know how long I've had it, guess where I got it? That's what it came off of. Angie, I hope you feel better. I wish I had a ball up here. I could sit this in it and it wouldn't roll around. I don't have one single thing that would work that I can see. So I'll just deal with it rolling around. All right. Wedding dress. This was from my wedding dress. I had the dress for a very long time. Of course, 50 years. Well, I guess I had it for about 45 years when I decided I was tired of it hanging around. Nobody was going to use it. So I took it apart. And I've been using it ever since for different projects. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start at one rib. Start at this one. And pin it up here. So it'll have an anchor. Or not pin, but clip. Those don't work very well. And just do that all the way down through here. Just to give me a place to start. Now the fabric they had on the one we saw, it was a mesh with, I don't know how to describe it. Kind of had a slub in the mesh so that it had a lot of texture to it. And then they had taken something and stiffened it and sprayed it with some kind of glittery stuff so that it was real shiny, you know. And so this isn't going to be exactly like that one because I decided not to try to go out and buy the fabric. What's the sense of doing something yourself if you can't make it cheaper than what you would have, you know, bought it for? It's not because I want to spend the time. But so that's what I decided to do. So how far will this go? This won't go all the way. So I'm going to stop at the bottom. Now I'm going to turn it. Really good guess. I'm going to turn it like this. And I think the original one might have had more ribs than this one. So it looked rounder, but we'll see what happens here. I'm going to see. Oh, I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was hung. So I'll have to adjust it a couple times before, you know, it fits the way I want it to. And this is the biggest piece that I have left. So I thought I'd start with it. And do as much as I can with it first. And I don't care if it's on grain or anything like that. It really doesn't matter. But I do want to make the best use I can out of the fabric. And it really doesn't matter if I have to have, you know, if I have to cut it so that it fits right, because as long as I do the stitching where the ribs are, it'll be like, you know, a seam there, and it'll be fine. I think if I do this, it'll be better. Might be the Bride of Frankenstein. I don't know what. I'm just kind of trying to lay it around it and see what I need to do, basically. It's like fit as you go. Fit as you go. All right, let's look at this side. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe I can do like 2 panels at a time, but it's not going to work that way. So just do it the way it should be done. Be my, oh, look out, come here. It'll be better. Is this funny or what? Oh my. Okay, let's see now. Come here. What's happening is the lace is heavier on that side, so it wants to roll that way. Okay, this is the seam, so it can be fixed like that. I know you probably can't see what I'm doing. I'm just sort of fitting it around until I can get it to where it's semi-fitted, and then I could do better. Okay. So I kind of fitted this to it. This will be cut, but I'm just going to trim it so we don't have all this excess and I could see what I'm doing better. I'm giving it a little bit extra space or extra fabric, so if I have to change something, I can. Okay, so now, where's my apple? Come here, apple. I need you. Might not work. This thing weighs a ton, so I know it'll work. There. Who's the boss? Me. Nope, it's not going to be gathered. It'll be flat around the thing, but it'll be a little flatter. See, like here, I can't, it needed another rib in here to make it rounder, but it'll be all right. The dress, I can tell you what it looked like. It had fitted sleeves that were lace, fitted bodice that was lace, and then it was really made to be to have a bustle in the back, but I didn't want a bustle. I had enough of a bustle. so so we didn't put the bustle in, but there were I don't know, 4 or 5 layers of lace, one on top, one shorter than the next. And it didn't have a train. Um, I mean, it wasn't that fancy. It was fairly plain, but it was okay. It was pretty. What am I looking for? I'm looking for thread. That's what I'm looking for. Let me find my Angie bowl over here and then get some thread. Use this. I want a long needle, and I'm so fumbly today. I don't want one that big. Let's see what I got. I thought I had some long. Oh, here's one. I think that's what I want to use. We'll try it. I just need something that I can hold on to. My hands are a little weak today. Yep, and believe me, I'll use every piece of it. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start right here. And this is what I'm going to do. Excuse me, I have my needle in my mouth. I'm going to make it like as if I were making a dart. And just pull it over top of each other. And I'll stitch through both of those and trim it. I think it'd be the best way. So I can't tell what you can see because I can't even see my screen right now. This thing is so big. So this is what I've done. I trimmed it. I cut it right here, like this one. I cut it there. I put one all the way over and then the other one all the way over. And now I'm just going to go with my needle around the, let's see, can you see that? Around the frame. So I'm going through both pieces of fabric and around the frame, just with like a whip stitch around there. And then I'll go back and trim off the excess. So it'll, it won't look like it's doubled. If I leave it too thick, it's going to look funny, but I want to be able to see the lights through it. So once I get this going, it shouldn't take too long to do it. And then I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put a layer of spray paint over the lace just to make it sticky and then use glitter, or I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think what I'd rather do is get some spray glitter, silver spray glitter, because that will stiffen it up for sure, and it won't be as messy as doing paint and regular glitter. Good night, Janet. Thanks for coming. Janet. Thank you, Janet. Come anytime. I'd love you to come. Just knowing you're here makes me calm and restful. I can just hear Janet's voice whenever she's chatting in there. Just sounds like Janet chatting in my head. And when I get up here to the where I stopped cutting it, I'm just going to keep on going around the rib. I think, yeah. Yeah, Janet, but I have a hard time with those. It's hard for me to hold them. My hands get really tired, and I thought about it. I have several of them, different sizes. But I think since this one's big, it's pretty easy actually. I was going to change if it wasn't, if it wasn't working well, but I think I'm just going to leave it how it is. Okay. Just have to keep an eye out and check as I go along to make sure I'm not going in the wrong direction or whatever. I wish it had more ribs, then it would be a lot rounder. You know what I mean? It would be not as, it wouldn't be like this. It would be like this and look rounder. But this is fine. We'll go with what we're doing. Now I'm going to straighten this side out, pull it a little tighter. So it'll be nice and stretched. And okay, so I should be able to go to here. I'm just using a single thread, but this is a, what is this? This is number 12 pearl cotton, I guess is what it is. So it's not too heavy, but it's heavier than sewing thread. So you could see, I mean, you could make this pretty tight, this fabric. I thought it was between this lace and just a regular tiny mesh. And I thought that the lace would do better when I put on the shiny stuff, whatever it's going to be. It wouldn't have as many holes to fall through, and I just thought it would be pretty. My husband mentioned putting some felt on the top to make it look like it's snow capped. I have to think about that. I have the felt. I know how to do it, but I have to think about whether I want to or not. It might be pretty, But it's definitely going to have some shine to it. Some glitter stuff on it somewhere. Probably all over. Yep, this is working really well. Yay! So I'll get this part done, then I'll go down a little ways and stretch this one out and get the other side of it done. And that'll be a start. Let's see. Oh, good night, Angie. They're not too bad, Janice. Goodbye, Mary Lou. Yes, Janice, that was an option, I thought, too. I haven't got there yet. He just suggested it this afternoon, so I'll wait and see how it does after I get this all on before I go any farther. Okay, that section is stitched. Now, while I'm thinking about it, I need to go back and trim this part off nicely. Of course, I just cut my thread because I can't see where the thread is. That's how good it's hidden. Needle. Repair, repair. Just tying this thread down that's come loose. Well, it didn't come loose. I cut it loose. So let me see. It's just a teeny tiny little thread. Let me see. Let's see. There we go. No. No. Trying to stick to my tweezers. Come on. There we go. Okay, where is the fray check? Where's the fray check? I don't know. I'm just going to use glue. That'll work. Art glitter glue to the rescue. Maybe. Probably better than fray check. Okay, now where's the other piece? Oh, hi, Riri. Hi, Riri. Thank you for coming. Okay, there's that one. glue. Get glue. Dry. All right. Don't cut your thread. Whatever you do. Because then everything will fall apart. Not just maybe, but it will. Don't cut your threads. Unless you want it to fall apart, then you can. Okay, now I gotta trim the inside piece. We've got 30 minutes left. Okay, I'm gonna not trimming this one as close because I don't want that to happen again. Okay, there we go. Little snippets. Okay, here we go. Okay, that one. Now we're on this one. I'm going to turn this like so. I think that's better. Okay. So I'm going to do this one the same way. Pinch up a piece here. Where do I want it to go? All the way up to that light. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. This. Fingers cramping. Happens every time. I think it's almost too small, don't you, Riri? I got to get new glasses too. I'm really seriously time for them. Okay, so now I can pull this one pretty tight because this is already stitched. I'm going to pull it on over here. I'm going to do this with a pen because it's not, those clips aren't, they don't have a thin enough. That's not going to work either. Oh well. I wonder if my, I wonder if these little binder clips would work any better. Let's see. I doubt it. They all have too big of a mouth. I'll have to pin it on this. Sort of on the edge of the clip. Now I could like make a paper pattern and cut these out separately and all that. But I think it would take a lot more time than just fitting it on here as I go. And even after all that, you never know if it's going to fit correctly. Alrighty then, now. And what I want to do is, here's where the pieces cross. So I'm going to start stitching right under where that crosses. That way it will pull this down tighter, make it a little bit more snug. Plus it clips right my way. Go this way. There. That's why sometimes it's a good idea to use a curved needle so you can get around things a little better. But they're kind of awkward too, I think. I find them awkward. I don't think I could handle it today. So I'm just kind of securing it around the cross where it crosses so that it won't slide up the rib. And then once I get that secured, I can go ahead and do the next bit. I've done that before too, Riri. I haven't done it in a long time though. I used to get my contact lenses online. Are you getting those glasses that have the changeable fronts on them? Those are kind of cute. Oh, lost my thread. I haven't tested this lace to see how strong it is. I was a little bit afraid to. I should do that. Let's see. Let's just see how easy it rips. So if you tear it from the end, you can rip it, but you would be able to do that anyway. It's pretty strong. To be 50 years old, it's very strong. It's really not seeming to be that hard of a project. I mean, I know he had a time getting it all put together. But this part doesn't seem to be too bad. Just a little tedious, you know. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue every time I make a knot. Won't hurt. Let me see what I'm missing. There's something. My daughter and my granddaughter called me from somewhere yesterday in Texas. They're in Texas. Olivia had a tournament, had a pickleball tournament today, and they were at Hobby Lobby. Some Hobby Lobby there in Texas was closing, and they had everything like 70% or more off. So, knowing me, they called and said, "Mom, Grammy, do you want anything?" So, my granddaughter was walking down the aisles. If she saw something she thought I'd be interested in, she's only 15, that I'd be interested in, she'd say, "Here, Grammy, look at this," and whip the camera over and show it to me. So, so they found a couple of things that I said I wanted, but she said, "Look at this, Grammy." She turned the camera around. The store was empty. I mean, there was like nothing on the shelves. You'd see blank, empty shelves, empty shelves, empty shelves, and then you'd see one little or two little items hanging there, and then it'd all be empty again. It was something. So it had been pretty much looked over. Well, that one was. I don't know about the rest of them. Better not be. Okay, now let's see. I need to finish this row here. Okay, this thing's heavy. All right, where did I stop? Right there. So they'll bring me a couple things home with them. Her and her partner, I guess they were playing mixed doubles. Her partner was from near Dallas, Texas. I think they were in Houston. I can't remember where they were going. Anyway, he was from Dallas. Apparently, he was really sick today while he was playing. They won their first game and they played really well. The second one, they thought they were going to win, but I guess he was just so sick they didn't win, and which was a good thing because my daughter said she didn't think he would have been able to play. So that was a bummer. You mean if they close, Riri? I don't think they're all closing. I think it was just that store. Don't panic yet. I think they got me a couple of spray bottles of Distress ink or something, and maybe some alcohol ink. What else? Oh, I had them get some of those rings that go in scrapbook or not scrapbooks, journals. That they're just like a disc binders, I guess what they're called. Because I don't have any, but I do have a punch, and they're always so expensive I wouldn't buy them. So they got those for about $1.50 for a set. So I said, well, get me 3 sets. And there was some Sizer Easy Weed vinyl, iron on vinyl, which we use on the t-shirts that we make for the travel company. So I told her to get some of that because it was a lot cheaper. But they only had like 2 colors, a bright green and or yellow, I think she said it was, and maybe some blue. So I would have gotten it all because we always use the bright colors on black t-shirts for the Mexico trips when they go there. And but she said she's going to change the design, so Didn't want to get that many. So I said, okay, well, whatever you think. Okay, oops. Okay. Alrighty then. Now, are you starting to see how let's see, that's a good, see how the lights are going to shine through there? Okay, now what do I do next? I probably should trim this first without cutting the thread. See if I can do that. And trim the inside piece. See, it helps that I could stick my hands in here. Right, now I'm going to go and stitch this down while I'm done that so I can start right here. It's kind of like a lampshade. I guess it could be a lamp. Goodbye, Chris. Things are coming. I hope you come back again. I'm usually doing something different every time. This is kind of off the beaten path. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna, well, no, I'm not gonna stitch that yet because I can just do two at once when I come back around. I do want to cut off this excess fabric. Oh. Well, even if it was just like a little mood light, you know, you could just do it like this. All right, now let's see. Get rid of some of this excess fabric. Let's see which way we're going to go. I think if I continue with this round as straight as I can go, And then I could take up the slack on the ends. That would work the best. So I better start from the bottom. Or it's all going to get cockeyed. Let's see. This is like totally confusing to y'all watching. It's got a little confusing to me. Back here. This is the bottom right here. Okay. And here. And let's see, I was doing that on the seam, so I'm going to continue to do it that way. And then this one would go, well, cut this end off. I'll be using this lace for sure. It's like an edge. Just have to pull a stitching out and I'll have a nice piece of lace. Oh. Go ahead and cut it off all the way around so it's out of the way. So I think what I'll do, because I know I'm not going to finish this, I think I'll do another live to finish it, and just it'll be there, part 2. Unless anybody knows if Mary's streaming today, this evening. If she's not streaming, I can just continue. And y'all can stay or go, whatever. Float your boat. Our pastor's wife is a big sports fan. And of course, I'm in the St. Louis area, so, you know, we have the Cardinals here, Cardinal baseball here. And she's a big baseball fan. And she collects memorabilia from the Cardinals. Well, me and my husband, we saw a design in a book, not a book for lamp, in a lamp making book, that showed a lamp made from a baseball bat, a ball glove, and a ball, and of course a shade. And that thing turned out so cool. It had like a base that he made, you know, to stand everything on, and the the baseball bat was the tall part of the lamp, and then the glove was sort of like, where's my mirror? It was sort of sitting like this, and there was a ball there, a baseball there, and it turned out really cute. Okay, there's that. I think she usually starts at 6 o'clock Central, because that's when I stop, usually. What time is it? 5:52. I could just go ahead. It's not going to affect her stream at all, I'm sure. Why is this so loose, is the question. Okay. Well, I hope you can see what's actually happening here, what I'm doing. Okay, Janice, thanks. Let's see if I can get this straighter. I might just keep going. That way it'll all be in one stream, or I might stop because it would be awfully long. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably stop in a few minutes. These clips work pretty well. Just takes a little bit of working on it, moving things around until they fit. Whew, arms are getting tired. I might have to quit. All right, so you can see what's happening here, I hope. Let me see. I'll put this down upside down. So here's the side where I have it clipped. You kind of get an idea of what's happening. It's just kind of clipped in place. Uh-oh. So I think it's going to be pretty. And then, like I said, if I use spray paint on it, it will clog up a few of the holes and allow the, I don't know, I might use spray paint first. And that'll make it look even more textured, but I don't want to block the light. So I might just try I think I'll just try some glitter spray first. And if that's not enough, I can always put on another coat. But one thing that should happen is the places where the flowers are, where the heavier stitching is, I think it will collect more than the little holes do, I'm thinking. And so those will even show up more on the design. And I think I'm going to get silver, not gold, because I think the silver goes better with white. I wish it was a little rounder. But, it doesn't have to be a round ball. All ornaments aren't round. So I think it'll be fine. I'm going to go turn the light off again so we can see how it's looking. There you go. Try to get the double stuff out of the way so you can see how. See? I'll be able to see. That's about how it's going to look when it's all, when you look through right here, you could see two sides through there. That's about how it's going to look. I don't know, the lights might have looked prettier, a little more random, but it's okay. It shows through pretty nice. I think twice as many lights would have been prettier. But it's staying like this, so. So. Alrighty then. That's a good start. I mean, I'm about a third of the way through with putting the lace on. With the stitching. Then all I have left to do is make the cap, which could be a can or something. I'm not sure what yet. And then get some spray glitter and spray it. And decide if I'm putting snow on it or not, putting this little, where it looks like little snows coming down on the top. I think that might be cute, so I'm definitely going to think about that. But I'm happy with the way it's coming along, Like I said, the only thing that would make me happier is if now see, some of these sides don't look as, well, that's because it's not tight yet. But like this one looks pretty, where is it? This one. That's where the string of lights are. So it doesn't have anything hard against it to make it stand out. But I like it. Alrighty then. Thanks everyone for coming by and hanging out. And I definitely will do the rest of it. I might do it, without talking or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. And speed it up a little bit. Well, it's like halfway clipped on, but it's not, it's not stitched. It's just clipped on. So I have a lot of stitching to do yet. And that paint gets on this blackboard. That looks kind of spooky, doesn't it? So thanks everyone. I appreciate you coming by. Please come back. and visit again. And this week, be nice to yourself and be nice to someone else. Just at least one person. Make them feel good. Okay, bye bye.